Hello, hypothetical viewers, and welcome back to Shining Force Gaiden. We are setting off into our next battle, which I didn't even check my guide what it was. Looks like it's in a cave. We have a zombie. Nick, you have finally arrived. Welcome to the Death Tunnel, the only way to Gundol Fort. I can see why it's called the Death Tunnel, because it appears to be filled with skeletons, so I guess a lot of people died here. Did you come to die like your friends before you? Were they our friends? I have no idea. Oh man, here's a friend. Watch out for traps. The exploding mushrooms are deadly. Where did you come from, Gardiana? This was probably supposed to say Gardiana. I think maybe there's just an extra N by accident. Gardianan fool, but maybe that's the name of, it's like it's Gardiana and the people from there are the Gardianons. I don't know. Shut up. Oh, I guess it is the Death Tunnel, and that he met his death. Kashing! At least one of you survived. Oh, that must be one of the Gardiana warriors, who I don't think is a character from the first game. He's just unique to this one. Nick, how will we get through the traps? Let's take a look. So this is a fairly large cave. Looks like we're basically going to have to wind our way sort of up and to the left. So that's going to be time-consuming for sure. Ooh, and there's a chest down here, so we'll have to send some people that way. Oh, and a chest up here. And over here! Jeez, so maybe I'll send some people up and some to the left. And split the party. Got some evil pixies who oddly have no magic. You would think pixies would have magic, they do not. More deadly borns, and our boss appears to be this ghoul. So the bishop, the worm is here, so everything else appears to be enemies we saw in the previous battle. Okay, so I guess let's head out. I'm trying to think of the most efficient way to do this, because like this chest is not that far up, so I'll just I guess engage the monsters up here and maybe send someone like Apis with high move to grab the chest, and then we can head off this way. So that the bulk of our forces are fighting the bulk of the enemies. I don't know whether Kashing joins the party or not. Kind of undecided who the final party member will be. I'll probably replace Sieg with. Amigo is obviously a possibility, even though unlike Domingo, who is a mage, Amigo is apparently a healer. But if she gets blast, then that's no big deal. That's still an offensive spell, it's good. But yeah, it may be one of those situations where it's like, we don't really need that many healers, but, another adorable flying squid would also be really cute, so we do have to consider that as well. That's an important factor in deciding who joins the Shining Force. Uh-oh. Magical mush has appeared. So do we attack these or do they explode automatically? They seem to have their own turn count, so I'm assuming they kind of explode on their own after some certain number of turns, so let's just try not to be next to them. This is an interesting battle background here with the cave. It's nicely sprayed. It has sort of like almost like a flowing organic look, like we're trapped in the bowels of a monster or something. Now let's try attacking it and see what happens. Do they blow up if we attack them? How does this work? Just want to explore a little here. I don't want anyone standing directly adjacent. Seems like kind of a waste to use spells on it. Just want to kind of keep everyone clear, but I do want to try and get an idea of how big its range is. It may be more than one space. I'm not sure. Let's have Domingo kick off this party. Actually with, freeze 3, because that's one we haven't had before. Attack both of the evil pixies. Battle Sprite's still looking very cute. He's such a weird, entity. He's like a squid octopus wizard fluffy thing. He really defies description. Yeah, sorry, this may be kind of a long, slow battle as well. because we are going to want to move cautiously around these exploding mushroom thingies. And it's also just a large map that in order to get all the chests, we're going to have to kind of wind our way around. So we will have to be very deliberate, in our manner. Oh man, we're going to attack on both sides. Well, I guess at least we kind of get parted together so we can fend it all off. And Roos is one of our highest attack characters, so he can definitely put a dent in the Bow Knight. Yeah, the Bow Knights, they have high attack at this point, and also they can attack our squishier characters who were hiding behind the back line, so they're definitely tough. Oh man. Domingo maybe will need a little grinding, because in Shining Force 1, he had absurdly strong defense as well. So he was basically just this unkillable murder machine. But it's possible he needs to level up a bit to reach that point. Jeez, we're just getting swarmed here. Hang in there, Domingo. I don't want to have to egress this early. I shouldn't have assumed he was just as tanky as I remembered. I had leveled him up so much. Me. The first game. I'm gonna have her kill this thing. Because in order for her to get close and kill Domingo, she would have to get a bit too close. Are you kidding me? Or she would have to get a bit too close to the magic mushroom or whatever, which I don't want her to do. Ooh, shit. Oh man, it has a really big range. It has a range of 3. But it doesn't seem to explode. Maybe it's casting Muddle? It could be Muddle. You know what? I'm gonna actually, let's have Sieg just heal up Domingo while we're here. Now that we know that it won't outright kill us. I want to see what happens if I kill it. Does that cause it to, like, spread those spores again? Because for the things that can explode, killing them usually makes them explode, but since this does something else, we might be able to kill them and basically resolve our problem. Because that might just stop them from doing whatever they do. Okay. And it looks like yes. Okay, so if we kill the magical mushrooms, they don't cast their effect. That is good to know, because then we can try to just burst them down really fast instead of just staying distant, since they do not explode on death. We're actually getting decent enough X. This might be a good mission to grind because there's a lot of monsters and they are very front-loaded, so we're kind of attacking them all right at the start of the map without having to wait. So I may actually end up egressing from this one and, I'll fight through it a bit more so we have a decent-sized video, but this might be the one to actually grind and try to get everyone as close as we can to being promoted. Because the thing is, it just won't be... Oh, very nice, a halberd, that's really good for it. With the other mission, it just would have taken a really long time to actually reach all the enemies, because we have to wait many turns to walk across the map, whereas here, they're actually all coming upon us within a few turns, so it's much more convenient for grinding is the main thing. Let's actually take a quick peek at Domingo's stats. Yeah, so his defense is actually not very high right now. We can use this considerable magical might. I'm just gonna use freeze 1 though, because this thing only has 6 HP. Let's not be wasteful. Okay. Let's go to level Domingo up a bit as well, so he will become less fragile. Maybe I'll actually have him attack this magical mush, because we might be able to kill it before it can attack us more. and use whatever that thing is it did. It didn't hit us. I'm actually not totally sure what it did. My guess is muddle, just because, you know, that makes sense as something that some sort of toxic mushroom would do to you, right? That poison wouldn't be dangerous enough for it to be a meaningful threat, and muddle can make your characters attack each other. So that would make sense thematically, right? Where it's like, oh, it's a trap that like will get you all killed. So that's my guess. Sleep could also be a possibility. I have not tried the sleep spell, so I don't know what the animation looks like. And that animation did not actually look like the muddle animation, but it could just be a unique animation for these specific enemies. You know, it's like they're not actually technically casting the spell, they're using a special ability that just has the same effect. But it could be sleep potentially. But muddle seems more outright dangerous, so I'm kind of assuming. What kind of magic do they... Oh, we have the heat axe, which has poison too. So we're down to the point where the enemies have advanced weapons. Hang in there, Nick. The force cannot go on without you. You have to avenge your father. We actually didn't find out his father's name yet. Hopefully we will at some point. Because, like, he went on this whole quest to avenge him, but we didn't find anything else about him yet. And obviously our characters are all from Gardiana, so obviously they wouldn't know his name, but, you know, you'd think, like, Gaiden would have mentioned it. Or heck, any of the other Cypress characters, like, Mayfair and Cray are both from here too. You'd think they'd know the name of their own king. Oh wow, nice. Cray is actually quite strong. It's still weird that his daughter got a unique face portrait, but did not actually get a name or join the party. It's like, why did they... She appeared in one cutscene, why did they bother? I really wonder if she was originally intended to be a party member, and then maybe, you know, it was like a they, you know, like during like development they were like, oh, we have too many like whatever class character, we'll add this instead. You know, it got shuffled around, and then they already had the art asset, so there was no point in not using it. But she didn't actually end up getting implemented. Stuff like that can happen sometimes in games. The vagaries of development. Try taking this magical mush as well. They did give X, so that's nice. Stationary target. Apis help out. I'm not sure he can actually wield the halberd yet because that was kind of a funny dodge animation. Why is this mushroom dodging us? But because I think it might be for promoted characters. But that'll be something to look forward to. Oh man, the Bonites can really target our squishies easily. Shoot, that was a strong attack. Bonites are bad news. Let's finish off this lizard man. I'm basically debating right now because I'm like, on the one hand, if I want to grind, this could be the map to do it, right? Because we have a bunch of stuff that gives these snacks, but then I'm also like, is it really worth... It would still take quite a bit of time and effort. I'd have to spend like a couple nights working on that. And is it really worth that for those extra like 3 levels? It's not that hard in the game. I'd basically be, you know, level grinding them just for my own satisfaction. And then it's like, is that really a good reason to do that? Maybe I should use freeze. I feel like blaze. I feel like a mushroom would be more weak to fire, you know? Well, I guess fungus die in the cold as well. Oh, very good. See, like that's... they give good X. It would take time, but... I do feel conflicted. I do, because... On the one hand, I absolutely love min-maxing level grinding, you know, and kind of like maxing stuff out. But on the other hand, I also want to eventually finish recording this series and move on to sort of Asia and, you know, get through some content. And if I spend a fair amount of time just level grinding, not because it's necessary to actually finish the game or for any particular purpose, but just because I tend to do that all the time in games, that will make it really take forever. Like when you consider that, you know, level grinding takes, you know, like some of these I spent like 1,000 hours on just grinding everything up. And in that same amount of time, I probably could have just beaten the game. It really feels a little silly. I probably won't. I am really tempted because, again, I just frickin' love the level grind characters. That's just my personality as a gamer to just like, you know, if like anytime, or if you have like, you know, like sphere grid style stuff, like in Final Fantasy and stuff, you know, filling the whole grid, maxing things out, stuff like that is my jam. But, you know, one wants to make reasonable use of one's time. I don't have an infinite number of hours to just do whatever. Oh man, the heat message just turned on. I can smell the radiator smell. Exciting updates from the on location Let's Play. Getting a little hot. It's almost November now, so it is actually, you know, the temperatures outside are dropping, which means the temperatures inside are still increasing. Freeze didn't do much to these guys, so let's see if Blaze does more. Like, are they magic resistant or are they just ice? Yeah, so it seems like they just resist ice. This just in, skeletons are vulnerable to fire, but they are not vulnerable to ice. Which is kind of weird, because honestly you'd think both would be pretty effective. I feel like if your bones can, you know, will probably be damaged by freezing also. Like fire is the only thing, but that's like a classic trope, right? Like the undead, you know, they're cold as part of their like spookiness, you know, fire will destroy and purify them. That's classic. Can't deny. Aw, I wanted to see how much Domingo could do. Oh well. Oh, my poor mage is just getting attacked by various things. Oh, I will have to go all the way back and down to the lower left-hand corner to get this chest, though. I guess let's just get started on that. Because we're going to want to make sure we don't bait the boss over to us. There's not actually too many enemies down there, so this will once again become just like, we have to walk a long way. It's a perennial problem of Dragon Force. Apis. Maybe you can get all the way to level 19. Those extra levels do honestly make a big difference in the final stats from what I have read in guides about how like the level up works and stuff, but in the previous game you could get more levels in general, like the cap was 40 and we saw what a massive difference it made. It was such a big difference. But it will take like literally 2 entire evenings of my life, which I could also use for other stuff. Like I could be playing Smash Bros instead is the thing, you know. And you know, one only has so many hours. And also, all the time I spend grinding does not actually contribute to the overall project here because I don't record that. So it like even though I personally like maxing everyone's stats out and stuff, it doesn't make for better recording. I won't. If Nick dies because I shoved him way too far forward, then I will have to go back anyway, though. It's possible that, due to carelessness, we'll still do this. But yeah, I've actually pretty much never played a fighting game in ever. I tend to be like heavy on the RPGs and stuff like that. Very turn-based, but I was tempted recently by that's what I want to use, yeah, to pick up Smash Bros. Because one of my friends was, I was looking for something to like a new game to basically just throw a bunch of hours into that has like a lot to unlock and stuff. Which this game does because it has the huge spirit board and grind and everything. So even if you're, Nick might die. I should have retreated him further, but I couldn't resist getting in the bolt. Oh, it did a heavy hit as well. Maybe I will end up grinding this battle. If Nick dies and I have to go back anyway, it'll be like, at that point we're replaying the whole thing anyway. The game doesn't seem to want that to happen though, since it's avoiding attacking. Maybe this is like kindness of AI. They designed it to not immediately wreck your day. Oh, no, it just could kill us anyway, so it didn't matter. Okay, so we will go back. Maybe deep down in my heart, I, like, didn't actually want to clear the battle, because I was like, what levels we could have? Nick is exhausted. Oh, and now we can shop. Nick, you're exhausted. Okay, that does mean that we, like, lose half our gold, but whatever. I don't care that much. I feel like gold is not exactly something that is hard to get in this game, because you can grind forever. What's in the shop? Okay, so we are actually going to get Nick this nicer sword, because his attack is just terrible with his old weapon. Oh, I don't know if we really need anything else. I feel like everything else is. Yeah, so, maybe I'll grind it at least a teeny bit. Oh, and that chest actually stays gotten, so we can just, like, send someone to get those while we're working. So let's look at our character list here, since we have a little extra time. She is almost level 18, so, like, worth it to get him up. Claude's almost level 18. When you think about it, like, 1, 2, 3, 4 of the force don't need to be promoted. So we're really just running up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 characters, which is a lot, but they're pretty close already. Man, this kind of shows you how much I really... This is why I like RPGs so much. I really like shit like this. Like, maxing out everyone's level and doing tedious things. That's very enjoyable. Well, I mean, since we have to redo the battle anyway, maybe I will just... we're getting pretty decent XP. It won't take too terribly long. With these enemies are a little higher level, and if we're getting like 10 to 20x from each kill, that's really not. I mean, it will be. It will take time, but it won't be so bad. It will take maybe like 2 nights. And it will, it will bring me life satisfaction. That's the thing. I will do it. Okay, I will do it. Okay, so when we return next time, everyone will be promoted. Can show off all of their cool new sprites and then just blast through this battle, leveling people up willy-nilly because they'll be at low levels again and able to get so much X. That will honestly be pretty great. So that's the plan. Thank you for watching, hypothetical viewers, watching this video in which basically nothing was accomplished, and I somehow managed to talk myself into level grinding everyone to the cap, even though it's really not necessary. I just kind of want to, out of a sense of completionism. So look forward to the next episode when we'll get to see everyone's cool new promoted sprites. This has been Shining Force Gaiden.